Hey everyone, Matt Watson here. We all know that the Volkswagen Touareg is a family-friendly SUV that's very, very sensible. Not anymore though. They've only gone and given it the R treatment. And here's the carwow top 10 things you need to know about the new Volkswagen Touareg R. Big grills are all the rage right now, especially over at BMW. Ugh. However, Volkswagen has been doing this sort of thing for years. Just check out the normal Touareg. Now it's massive, isn't it? Look at it, it's huge. And all that chrome sort of reminds me of Jaws. No, not that Jaws. This Jaws. Duh. Although the new Touareg R's moody black grille sort of looks like it could do with a lesson in dental hygiene. The car gets loads of extra black bits because we all know that black is sportier, right? There's black everywhere. It's like black, 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 black. You can get wheels up to 22 inches in diameter. They're massive. But if they're not big enough for you, and I can't imagine why they wouldn't be, then you should check out the 23-inch rims you can get on an Audi RS Q8. They're insane. Anyway, Volkswagen hasn't changed much about the back of the Touareg R. It all looks like the standard car, really. That's not a great surprise, though. You see, Volkswagen still wants the Touareg R to fly under the radar. Yes, those who know will know, but everyone else will just think it's a normal SUV until it blasts past them. The fastest version of the current Volkswagen Touareg has a 3-litre V6 turbocharged petrol engine, and the new Touareg R model also gets a turbocharged 3-litre V6 petrol engine. I know what you're thinking, that's a bit disappointing, but don't worry. Volkswagen has made the Touareg R a lot more powerful than the standard car. And I do mean a lot more powerful. Instead of 340 horsepower, it now has 462 horsepower. And that makes the new Touareg R the most powerful VW you can buy. In fact, it's not only more powerful than a Golf R, it's also more powerful than an Audi SQ7. So yeah, take that Audi. We'll show you who's boss. It's not called the Volkswagen Group for nothing, you know. I own you! Part of the reason the Touareg R has so much power is because it gets a new plug-in hybrid system. Actually, it's the first ever R car Volkswagen has made that comes with a hybrid system. It's basically a 136 horsepower electric motor that's bolted on to the Touareg R's engine. And it's not just a token gesture like some mild hybrids. This motor produces the same amount of power as the motor in a Renault Zoe. So it's like strapping a Zoe to your Touareg. That is enough grunt to drive the Touareg R up to 85 miles an hour without having to use its engine at all. Though, you still won't get away with explaining that to the policeman, going, oh look, I'm all environmentally friendly, I was breaking the law while still being green. They won't care, they will still bust you. When you floor the accelerator, the motor and the engine work in tandem and combined deliver 700 Newton meters of torque, which interestingly is more torque than you get from the 3.8 litre turbocharged engine in a McLaren 600 LT. Now, Volkswagen hasn't yet revealed how long it will take you to charge up the car's batteries, nor have they been precise in exactly how far you can go on electric power alone. Although they have revealed that you should be able to do most commutes. But what happens if your commute is from London to Birmingham? Will you be able to do that? No, probably not. Volkswagen also hasn't said anything about how much the new Touareg R will cost, but you can take a pretty good guess. If you consider that the current range-topping Touareg R line with a 340 horsepower V6 starts from £60,000 and the fact that hybrid systems aren't exactly cheap, you're probably going to be looking at around 70 to 80 grand for the Touareg R. So quite expensive then. So much for being the people's car. In fact, this would mean that the new Touareg R is the most expensive Volkswagen you can buy. Now it's going to be available later this year, and if you want to see how much you can save on one or any new car for that matter, click on the pop-out banner up there to download the new CarWow app, where you can do things like compare offers from our trusted dealers or use your phone's camera to scan a number plate to see how much any car is worth. Download it, it's free. If you're hoping the reason the Touareg R looks a bit dull on the outside is because VW used up all its creativity on the inside, you'd be wrong. Yeah, looks pretty much identical to the normal Touareg's cabin. That means it's quite minimalist, which is also known as boring. Still, there aren't many buttons cluttering up the place, and the dashboard sweeps around you like a big, shiny cocoon. You do get some R badging on the steering wheel. Ooh. Ooh. There's also some aluminium pedals. And of course, there's sport seats with an R logo embossed on them. Oh yeah. And you can get them with leather that's been sustainably tanned. What that actually means is that Volkswagen uses olive oil instead of chemicals to treat the leather. Thing is, it just doesn't look anywhere near as nice inside as a Mercedes AMG GLE 53. Annoying considering the price, really. It will be just as practical as a standard Touareg though. So you'll be able to carry loads of luggage in the boot and have plenty of space for tall adults in the back seats. Got loads of space. You can't get it with a third row of seats like you can an Audi SQ7 though. Now if you want to see me drag race that car, click on the pop-out banner up there to go watch the video. VW has been pretty cagey with the details on the Touareg R's performance, so I can't tell you precisely how quick it will be. But with 462 horsepower, one thing's for sure, it ain't going to be slow. Seeing as the 340 horsepower Touareg R line can do 0 to 60 in 5.9 seconds, I'm going to stick my neck out and guess that this R version should be able to do it in just under 5 seconds. That would be mad if it can. That would mean that on paper, the Touareg R is actually quicker than the much lighter Golf R, though we all know that VW is traditionally conservative with its acceleration figures. Just like the normal 340 horsepower V6 Touareg, this R version has its top speed curtailed to 155 miles an hour. Now for most people in the world that will not matter one bit, unless of course you drive regularly on the Autobahn or you're some kind of motoring journalist who likes to do lots of drag races at airfields. Come on, McLaren! The new Touareg R comes with one of the biggest touchscreens ever. It's so big, it even gives Teslas a run for their money. It comes with the same 15-inch touchscreen that you get in the normal Touareg, so yeah, absolutely huge that display is, and it has all the same features as well. Well, obviously. So that means you get satellite navigation and smartphone mirroring. But you can configure the display to just show the important stuff you use all the time. I quite like the way it flips between menus as you use it. It still reminds me a bit like the revolving display you get in the new Bentley Continental, though obviously nowhere near as expensive. And of course you can't get it with walnut trim, which is kind of a good thing in a Volkswagen, because the walnut wouldn't be particularly nice, would it? If one enormous screen wasn't enough though, fear not. You get another huge 12-inch display behind the steering wheel. If you want to know more about the infotainment system or anything to do with the normal Touareg, such as what it's like to drive, the engine choices, its technology, its practicality, then click on the pop-out banner up there to watch my full in-depth video review of the car. The Touareg R comes with 4-wheel drive as standard, just like the regular Touareg, and pretty much every other big SUV. The Touareg R's 4-wheel drive system is great if you want to go sliding about, or if you need to go off-roading, say if there's a random mudslide across your local Waitrose's car park. It also comes with a locking centre differential to shift the Touareg's power around to whichever axle has the most grip. You can't get the Touareg R with a locking rear differential like you can on an Audi RSQ8 either, so don't expect to be able to finish a school run by showing off doing some donuts, because you can't. Now, if you want to see me doing donuts in an Audi RSQ8, which of course you do, click on the pop-out banner up there to watch my in-depth review. Ugh. That rhymed. I'm a poet and I don't know it. Sorry. Anyway, the Touareg R can send as much as 70% of the engine's power to the front wheels and up to 80% to the rear wheels. You know, for that sporty rear drive bias. It's really important on a big family SUV. No, it's not, is it? The VW Touareg R comes with loads of safety technology. So there's the usual stuff, like lots of airbags, auto emergency braking, and blah 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 safety, blah 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 safety. However, there's something new as well. It gets Volkswagen's travel assist. This is sort of like semi-autonomous driving, where the car can do most of the work for you. It uses adaptive cruise control to keep you safe distance from the car in front, and lane keeping assist to take control of the steering to keep you in the centre of the lane. So basically the car can do all the accelerating, braking and steering for you on motorways. Now I know what the car anoraks among you are going to say. You're going to say, Matt, you can already get that on the new Golf. I've seen it in your video. It's true, yeah, you're right. However, with the new Touareg R, the system will stay engaged even all the way up to the car's 155 mph top speed. Another clever thing about it is that it uses capacitive sensors in the steering wheel to detect whether you're holding it or not. This works a little bit like the sensors in your phone's touchscreen. Thankfully, unlike your phone's screen, you won't be able to accidentally smash the car's steering wheel. Sorry about that, I'll buy you a new one. Nah, get away. It's rubbish joke, rubbish joke. Anyway, basically what the whole system means is that you won't be able to fool it. It will be able to tell if your hands are on the wheel or not. With the previous systems, you could trick them by resting your knee against them or maybe adding a weight to the steering wheel. Then the system would think you were still holding onto the wheel even though you weren't. Something I've tried out myself in a few reviews.
We're going to go on the naughty seat now.
Yeah, it's pretty naughty. And really, we don't want people doing that on the road. We want them to have their hands on the steering wheel. So this overall is a good thing. It is, it's safer, all right? VW says that 60% of Touareg drivers in Germany use their car for towing something or other. So you'd think that because the new Touareg R has a lot more power than the normal car, it should be ideal for towing, right? Well, it'll happily tow 3.5 tons, even when it's just using the electric motor, which is incredible. That's the same towing ability as a diesel Land Rover Discovery and a whole ton more than a Volvo XC90 plug-in hybrid can cope with. And you'd think that with 700 Nm of pulling power, you should be first to the caravan site. Whether your caravan will still be intact if you've been enjoying the car's performance along some twisty roads is another matter. If it is though, you can then try out Volkswagen's trailer assist. This means you don't have to worry about all the complicated spatial awareness stuff of manoeuvring a trailer around yourself, and it lets you guide any trailer into position using the reversing camera and mirror adjustment joystick to actually drive the car, which makes the whole thing super easy. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Also, let me know what you think about the new Touareg R in the comments box below. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you think it's pointless? What would you have instead of it? Let me know. Also, if you'd like to see some other videos, click on the boxes below. They're there for you to watch. And if you'd like to download our free app, just click over there, download it. It is free. Thank you. I don't know what that voice was all about.